Okay, partners, this rock keeps rolling. You know what time it is. The circus and Harshnag, in the eye of the All-Father. This rock keeps rolling, baby. I'm now Greg down. Now tell me who you're gonna heal now. Listen now. Quinch up, now quinch down. Now tell me what the rock will do now. Keeps rolling. The rock keeps rolling. The rock keeps rolling. The rock keeps rolling. Grill opens a window to bypass the walls of force. He jumps straight through and beckons us to follow, but of course we wander off around a way. Harshnag won't fit through anyway. The adventure continues.
Can I read it?
Yeah, you can speak Jotun, so I assume you can read Jotun. It reads.
Ironically, I think half our party can, which is really...
Actually, you can't read.
I can't remember what we established I could and couldn't read. I don't know if
Krill
it's common.
I know you can read Goblin.
Oh, okay. Then we shall leave it.
But you see there's writing, so you can pass it on. You can pass it on if you wish. But there is some writing on the back. Okay, Harshnag. Assume you're doing nothing else then, Krill. You're just sitting pretty.
Nothing else for me.
Okay, Harshnag is still currently theoretically under boulder, so he doesn't really do anything at the moment. He just go except for fucking Dweezil.
What have you got there, Krill? Let's have a look at that, pal.
Of course. Here you go, buddy.
So I'll take the map. What can I say?
Okay.
What's the
on written on the back in Jotun? You see these words: Artus Simba, Artus Cimber.
That is a spell, if I ever heard one.
?
Artus Simba ? No. Got hit by airship. Killed everyone. Rest now and return to Storvold.
I read all that out loud.
Are you sure you read that right? It sounds like nonsense.
It does sound like nonsense. Stormvold was he the guy that Harshnag knows?
It's the home of it's Jarlsvard. Yes, sorry, no, sorry. Storvold is Storvold is the guy. Sorry, slightly confusing. Svardborg is where he lives. Storvold is the name of the guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daboff. Unless you're doing anything else, Dweezil?
Nah.
Just sitting pretty.
Yeah.
Daboff.
I'm not going to do much. I'm just going to move here into the corner of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's dark and I'm high up, I'm going to hope that that this stone giant statue isn't going to notice me. So I'm going to sort of hide as best I can, like stand still and kind of tuck myself into the corner as best I can.
Yep.
And then just observe it for now. I've moved 10 foot. I don't know if you'll allow me to prepare the rest of my movement. I've used my bonus action to hide, essentially.
Yeah, I will say you can't use. You can use your. I will say you can't use the rest of your movement, but if you've still got your action for a dash, you can use that.
Well, that ends up being more because I have 20 feet left. But if you let me use my dash, that gives me 35 or what have you. So.
But I'm saying you could only use your dash, so you can't use the rest of your. You can't use the rest of your normal movement. Yeah, but you could.
I've gained 10 feet essentially. If I get and I will basically just follow, assuming it doesn't notice me and attack. But I'll follow this stone giant statue as far as I can, depending on how much it moves.
Yeah. Okay. Quinch, doing anything in the room?
I'll merely investigate this map. See if I can tell anything about it.
Yeah, you look at the map side of it, and as I say, there appears to be it's just lots of mountains and lots of sort of like things that are located in the north. You see a few towns and let's say, mountains and various landscapes and stuff like that. There is this one particular town that is circled, and you would guess, although it's maybe not the most, geographically accurate map, you reckon that this place is probably quite close to where you are. It's probably about a day's ride from where you are now, or a day's walk from where you are now. Sort of continuing on from where, like, not from where you've come, but sort of like past where you've got to.
Okay.
If you hadn't crossed across to come to the Ivy Hotfire, there's probably about a day's ride.
Nice.
There's no detail, there's no names, there's no words aside from the writing on the back of it.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it. I'll just keep an eye on this boulder, see what's happening.
Okay, so we get to this boulder and it moves another 20, 40. It just moves another 60 foot and gets to there. The stone giant pushing it doesn't pay you any attention. In fact, roll me a perception, Luke.
13.
13. It didn't look like a stone giant. Like, it looks like a statue of a stone giant.
Cool.
That's all I'll say.
I'll have moved 30 feet with it then, which was the
Yeah,
full.
that's fine.
I mean, 35, but we got 10-foot square, so I'll call it 30.
Yeah, okay. Greg.
At the moment, it's just going back and forwards in the corridor a lot, really.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe this.
Those are not 5. Those are 10-foot squares, so you know, Mike.
The big ones are 10 foot, aren't they? Not the little ones.
No, the little ones are 10 foot as well.
Oh, okay.
The big ones are 20 foot.
There we go.
I think he's
going
gonna.
a little bit.
I think the statue resets the trap.
I think he's going to reset
Yeah.
the trap, and then once in theory, then the force fields come down, and we can then just wait it out and go through the tunnel.
What hold on. You reckon me staying up here then?
Well, he's going to push it to where you are.
yeah,
I think you need to.
Then he'll probably walk back to where he started, is my assumption.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not attacking it or anything. I just want to observe it.
Okay, so I kind of just want to head towards the window where I came out of then. So he goes
Yeah.
past me. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone in Krill's room, like Krill said ages ago.
Safety in numbers and discos.
Yeah.
Krill,
Remember,
your
do you
turn.
remember when someone said, "Why would we go into a room?"
Why would I give you inspiration for getting out of the way of a boulder? It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Krill.
There is nothing even remotely funny that I could tell you that I'm going to do for the next 6 seconds. I'm just chilling.
Okay, cool. Let's just move this along then. Harshnag stands up and
Fucking hell.
he does like he's been hit twice by this thing, and he sort of does like the dad noise when he's getting up from a chair, and he just shakes it off, and he just sort of he looks at the boulder, he looks at the stone giant statue that's pushing it, and he does nothing. Dweezil.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to chill as well.
Cool. We could just
We're just
Move
we're
along
just
to
waiting this out, aren't we, to see if our supposition comes true. I'll cast minor illusion to make the wall look like a wall again and not a window, so that Greg can't get in.
Okay. Davov, do you want to do this rinse and repeat?
Yeah, I think if he's not noticed me, I am going to move to here with whatever dash I need to from a bonus action.
Just
and
get ahead of
just
it and
say through the hole to everyone in there what I've seen, that it's not attacked me and it's not hostile. It looks like it's just resetting the trap.
Mm-hmm.
And I might yell to Greg, maybe duck into the corner of the corridor if you can't make it to the thing. So the ball kind of rolls.
It's fine, I'll just get flattened and then someone can come save me again.
Or use your Smaug to get up into the top, into this gap.
Yeah,
that
that's
I'm
the
in.
point. How tall is the...
60 foot, yeah.
It's 60 foot ceiling. The stone itself is 40 foot in diameter. So you've essentially got 20 foot above it.
Yeah, okay, that's the idea then.
Okay, so Quinch, your turn. You just chilling?
Yeah, chilling.
Okay. So we get to the rock and it moves 20 foot, and then it gets to this immovable rod.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Forgot
what
about
are we
that.
saying then?
You think he's just causing? We were like, oh, if we just leave it, it'll be fine.
DC 30?
Yeah.
That's what it requires.
What I'm going to say is, given the size of the rock,
£5.5 million.
I'm going to give it advantage on its push, just because there's a lot of weight being pushed against it.
I would argue that the stone giant's also got a lot of weight to push, so it'd make it harder.
Yeah, it's not going of its own accord.
It failed, so basically the immovable rod has stopped this rock.
Brilliant. Now we're all trapped in this room with the rock outside.
Plus Apollo 440, you're going to be furious.
I want to see the statue's reaction to this.
Just continues to push.
God,
Well, you can't
this
see
is
it, but Dabble can just about see it, and it's just pushing. Just doing nothing. It's not reacting at all. It's just pushing.
Stalemate. This is how the campaign ends.
Greg, it is your turn.
We do need to retrieve the rod, though, because we need to test the
Yeah.
theory.
Okay,
Yeah, plus
I'll
if he
move.
passes, the rod's just going to get pushed into the cavity between the wall
Yeah.
and the rock, and I'm never going to get it back.
It's a good point, because I presume that although it's immovable, if it let's say I do roll strong enough, I'm assuming that doesn't stop it being immovable.
No.
It just pushes it, right? So you're right. It's
Yeah.
just going to literally just push it far enough.
So let's have a look. A creature can make DC 30.
Doesn't stop
Yeah.
it being immovable inside. Like, as in it
Yeah, it
doesn't
doesn't
stop
deactivate
the
it.
magical properties that's holding it above gravity, or without gravity.
Yeah, so it'd stay the same height. It just moved 10 directions 10 feet in the direction that he's pushing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It would just embed it in the wall
yeah.
Forever.
So I would like
with
that back.
with theoretically no access to the button to ever deactivate it.
So are we saying that next time
yeah.
it's going to go back 10 feet? Is that what we're saying?
No, it
Well,
will just
as a-
roll again, I guess.
Yeah, it just has to keep rolling to push it 10 feet. So it's just
Well,
going
it
to slow
hasn't-
it down.
Well, what you can tell, Deb, of having observed it for a round or two, that didn't move the full distance that it has the last few turns. So this rod has stopped it. So in theory, when we get to its next turn, it will only move if it rolls a sufficient strength score to move it. Otherwise, you're right. In theory, this is now blocked here until sufficient force breaks the immovable. We are literally immovable object versus the irresistible force. So it is literally which one gives up first. So at the moment,
Irresistible. Unstoppable, right?
irresistible object.
I always heard
versus the
unstoppable.
hang on, what is it? It's the immovable.
Unstoppable versus immovable, I think.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
irresistible versus immovable. There's irresistible force.
Because you can't resist it. So
the
it's-
unstoppable force meets the immovable object.
Yeah, I'm with
I
Mike
agree
on
with
this one.
MJ.
I don't know what this
Yeah.
fucking
It's
irresistible stuff is.
Irresistible.
It's
Irresistible
not fucking
force.
sexy.
Isn't it?
What do you think?
dunno.
What do you think Harshnag was saying fucking hell for? Can't
Rocks
bother
on
this. Okay, right. Anyway, so Greg, it's your turn.
I'm going to move next to the boulder and hope that it doesn't move next time, so I can just grab the rod, press the button, shoot up.
So you're at
Nice.
ground level.
Yes, because I would have only moved enough
The rod's
space.
20
And
feet
you-
up, if that
Yeah,
helps.
the rod's 20 foot up.
Okay. Doesn't really make a much difference. I can
have to
sit
be
back
able
a
to
bit
get-
then and grab it on the next go. So if I just go there and 20 feet up.
It depends
Okay.
if it passes its next check.
Yeah, but either way, I'm the right height to go forwards and then up, so it's fine.
Okay. Krill, chilling.
Chilling.
Harshnag is going to chill. Dweezil. Back with you, chilling.
Yeah.
Okay. Just move through this nice and quickly. Dab off. Are you doing anything?
Did Greg grab the
Greg
immovable
hasn't
rod?
done anything. He's
I haven't
He's
yet,
basically
no,
20
I'm like
foot
20
up.
foot up, so I can next go, I can move, grab it, go up.
Ah, cool. That's fine.
Not Tweezle. Dabov, would you like to come to my room?
Why?
We have beds.
I've been in many beds before. This isn't the novelty
but-
you think it is.
The stone
They're also
vets.
made of stone with no blankets. Okay.
No, I'm just going
Quinch.
to continue to observe from here.
Okay, continue to observe. Quinch.
So Quinch looks out of the window, sees the rock, and then he looks in his pouch to see what items may help. He glances over the wooden spoon, which has been rubbed with the hallowed ground soil. He casts an eye over the pliers, and but a glance whispers onto his pomegranate candles, and he shakes his head and closes his pouch.
Brilliant. Excellent. Lovely. Right. Okay, we're back with... I don't know why I'm rolling. It's a DC 30, right? And even if I get a natural 20, the maximum I can get is 26. So I don't know why I'm rolling. I'm rolling for no reason
Isn't it
whatsoever.
an auto success if you're on a 20, though?
No, not on
No, not on an ability, no.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
If anyone cares, I rolled 2 7s, though. That seems lucky.
Wow.
Greg, it is now your turn, so you do have the opportunity to release the immovable
Yeah,
rod.
so I'll move the 20 forwards, hit the button, 30 up, so I'll be 50 up with the rod in hand.
Okay, so what we'll say is, since this all happens at the same 6 seconds, you do that, and in some sort of like action sequence, you know, when you see the hero that slides under the door, it's very much like you click the rod, and just in that instant, you can suddenly feel the rock just pushing against you, and you sort of just like dash and sort of almost roll over the boulder as it sort of like goes underneath you.
Oh, beautiful.
And it gets 5, 10, 20, 40, 60. It gets to about here. It's now essentially past all of you at this point. And so that's your turn. Krill. Chilling?
No. I am going to, as it's moved past,
Punch it.
no, I'm going to step out.
Slap it on the ass.
Oh, no need for that kind of language.
Yeah, problematic. So
And then I'm going to chill.
Cool. Harshnag.
Couldn't see much from in there.
Harshnag also chills. And what we're going to do is we're going to take you out of initiative, because what happens over the next few seconds, you see, is exactly what you suggested. Like maybe Davil follows it up, and you see this exact scenario playing out. So smart buddies, all of you. The stone giant just continues to roll this rock all the way back up to where it all began at the top of the corridor. You can see that when it sort of gets put into the wall, like almost like this, not quite a shimmer, but like it almost becomes imperceptible. Like it's weird to think this, but the rock fits in so snugly to this hole that it's almost like you wouldn't be able to tell it was there. You literally, if you didn't know that it came from there, there was no way you would have been able to see that this got in there. The stone giant then turns around and just thuds its way back south, all the way back to where you saw it.
Completely ignoring us, I imagine.
Yeah, it makes no look at you or anything like that. There's absolutely no recognition that any of you are there, unless, of course, any of you tried to fight it or anything.
Dabov just kind of gives a polite sort of tip of the hat, as if to say "Good evening to you, sir," as it walks past.
Kiss ass.
It does nothing. Doesn't even recognize. Doesn't even. Literally, its eyes are stoning. It doesn't even look at you or anything.
Krill looks at Dabov and goes, "Oh, friend."
I finally
Okay.
have a big friend.
As that all happens, in the south of the corridor, you can hear the sound of this stone giant sort of like stepping back onto its plinth, and sort of you hear the stone sort of like scraping against itself, and then suddenly silence, and nothing is happening. And then you just you can feel like the air move around you, and you realise that the walls of force have also come down, and you're free to go about your business again.
Right, back out into the corridor. Don't you dare walk forward, anybody. We don't want to trigger the thing again, because I've got a sneaky feeling that it wasn't like a mechanical trap, that it was I think it might have been a magical trap. So even if we can spot the thing, we'll.
Was it not Quinch and his stupid arrow?
That is a possibility, right? Which one of these was that tunnel up?
Here, where I've just pinged. So it's about a third or fourth. It's the fourth doorway from the top. So I'll put Harshnag next to it.
Should we go
This
tunneling?
doorway.
Go tunneling,
Yes,
shall we?
Yes, let's go to the tunnel. Quinch secures the hat.
The jazz hat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. Okay, you get to this bedroom, this dorm, and you step in. I don't think you had actually stepped into this room at all prior to this. I think you just poked your head in. You could see just at the edge of Krill's site. You could see this tunnel. You step up to the tunnel and you have a look at it, and it's not huge. Like, bearing in mind everything here is absolutely gigantic. Like, this is an entire temple made for giant people. So for you guys, everything just feels far too big. It just feels like you're in some sort of weird comedy place where everything's oversized. This tunnel, however, is the first thing you've come across, which is much more akin to what you are used to. In terms of the dimensions of this, it's 5 foot wide and it's 10 foot tall. You know instantly Harshnag cannot come with you into this place. There's just no way he fits. You can still go through there if you so wish. Roll me who would be actively looking at this tunnel entrance to sort of decide whether to go in or not. Who would be most likely to be sort of investigating it?
Krill?
Who's the most underground?
Got to be Dweezil in it. He sort of knows things before they become cool.
As a bit of a pushy twat, I think Krill was probably best suited
No.
to storm ahead without any consideration for others.
Okay. So are you just stepping in or are you investigating?
I am going to... Just going to just rub the walls. Just give them a feel.
The walls? What, on the outside or the inside of the tunnels? Are you like putting your hands?
You trying to seduce it?
In my greatest attempt to not make this weird, I'm just going to stick my head in.
Can you feel me?
Not making it weird.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No. Sort of just... No, not even with his hands. He's going to use... Remember his maul that he had?
Bringing toys to the cave.
His big hammer, his maul.
Fucking hell.
He's just going to sort of just... He's seeing how stable these tunnel walls are.
Okay. All right. And where, though? Like, the... I'm joking. I'm not joking, but like, are you testing the wall of the room you're in, or the actual inside of the tunnel?
The tunnel, because I mean, there's probably visibly a point where you can tell it's no longer wall and it's broken down tunnel.
Okay, so you sort of like tap at the side of the wall or something with your big hammer. Oh, look at your big hanger. Oh, I bet you could tap me a wall any day, love.
Oh God!
You hear some moaning from You hear some moaning from inside.
Shuddered.
Is he hanging some curtains on it?
You tap against the side of the wall and you sort of just see like bits of like just small bits of like rock and stuff just chipped off of it. Like it's you can tell that this is a naturally formed tunnel, fissure, whatever you want to call it. Like this doesn't feel like someone's necessarily dug into this, and it certainly doesn't seem to be intentional. Harshnag takes a look at the same time and sort of tells you that it's probably been formed by like maybe not earthquakes, but just sort of movement of like tectonic plates, if you will. Like it's yeah.
I think if we go through, we're going to have to take it quite slowly. But there's something we have to consider. Harshnag ain't getting through there.
I have already considered this, Krilla. If you wish to go in there, as you say, I cannot go. I can stay here and make sure that the temple is safe and secure, that no more of the barbarians come, but I cannot go this way with you.
I mean, we're naturally drawn to it because it is a path. But is there anywhere else we could have gone? Is this the only logical direction forward?
There were other doors off the big central chamber, weren't there?
Yes. So going back to the chamber itself, you had there were two sets of double doors to the north. There were two double doors to the south. Obviously, the room that you came, the hallway that you came from to enter, and then there was obviously the archway, which seemingly doesn't go anywhere at the moment. Even at the beginning of this corridor, there were stairs up to who knows what. So you don't necessarily have to go this way. There are other places you can investigate if you so wish.
Bit, I don't know. I think maybe we're rushing into this when it might not be the only logical next step.
Could be. It's up to you. I'm certainly, after the way this evening started, I'm not going to give you any suggestion about where you go because otherwise I'll get blamed. If you wish to go in here, I'm prepared for you to go in here. If you wish to go into another room, I'm prepared for you to go into
Nathan, we would not expect you as the DM to provide any kind of counsel on what we should go. With that in mind, Dweezil will turn around to Harshnag and say, Harshnag, do you think it's a good idea that we go down this tunnel?
I think going into any tunnel is a dangerous thing. But who knows what you might find in there?
Wow.
I think we may as well investigate it while we're here.
Yeah.
But this
we have to
tunnel could
investigate
be
a path
miles.
at some point. It may as well be the one we're stood at. We
Okay,
can always come back.
that's fine.
I could maybe send one of us in.
In character, I mean, the reason I'm keen to one of the reasons I'm sort of keen to go first is the obvious dark vision. I've probably got one of the longer dark visions.
Same dark
You've all got the
vision.
same
Yeah.
dark vision. Yeah. Literally, all of you got the same dark vision except for Greg. I mean, let's not compare
Quinch doesn't have dark
Let's not
vision.
compare dark.
He's got
dark sizes.
glasses.
Goggles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wasn't born with it, but still as far.
artificial dark vision.
He's enhanced himself. He got an email through the about increasing your dark size.
I believe as the one with the most impressive dark vision. I should probably lead this tunnel adventure. Yeah.
I was going to suggest Dabov as the smallest and most nimble, but if you would like to, then you are a durable boy.
Durable boy. What a phrase.
I appreciate that.
Man, sorry.
Maybe I can be known as Krill the Durable.
Right, who's going in?
Yeah, Krill's going to step in.
Of course he is. Okay, as you step in, you can feel the ground underneath you is uneven and is fairly sort of icy.
Krill
You
steps
know
out.
that it's not so icy that you're going to be slipping all over the place, but you get the sense that you're going to have to take this slowly. This is going to be difficult terrain, certainly as far as you can see with your impressive dark vision. You can see that this is going to be a bit of a difficult trudge through to get anywhere. Are you carrying on? Are you going to go in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is anyone else following me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've said to Harshnag, like, hopefully we'll see each other again soon.
I'm sure we'll meet again. I mean, unless there is something better the other side of these tunnels, but please do come back. It would be nice to see you again. Right, go on then. Move through, my friends.
Did you say that the walls were slippery?
Yeah, there's ice on the walls as well.
Dirty, Luke, fuck's sake.
So what I would say is it's the same for you if you wish to try and climb the walls.
Well, the
It would be the
slippers
same.
specifically say I can't climb on a slippery surface such as one covered by ice or oil. But I didn't know if it was like a frost or if it was specifically ice.
It does say, hang on a look. Well, it says the icy and uneven floors. Let me
How
just
the
see.
fuck would that work with a 5-foot tunnel walking on like the side of it? Like,
your slippers, does it say that you're essentially using spider climb?
It says that my hands are free, so I'm just walking as if it's the flat floors. You can move up, down, and across vertical surfaces and upside down along ceilings while leaving your hands free. And I have a climbing speed equal to my walking speed, so that I assume that means I'm walking.
It says a thin layer of frost coats the walls. And it does say here, creatures that have spider climb trait, or that under the effect of spider climb spell, can move through the tunnels at a normal pace. I will say as DM's discretion, given that you've got, aren't they called, like the slippers of spider climb or something like that, aren't they?
Slippers of spider climbing, yeah.
Yeah, so I will say you can move at normal pace, and you can also climb the walls should you decide to do so at any point.
Cool. You said it was a 10-foot high...
10 foot high, 5 foot wide.
Cool. Just so that I can... Cause I assume we're going to have to go single file.
Yes,
down this.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So I'm going to go on the ceiling. I'm 4 foot high, so anyone under 6 foot can pass by me, if that makes sense.
Does Dabov have
head sat on top of like head? Like...
Yeah.
Does Dabov have long hair out of interest, so that it's like draped over? Like
he's got a hat. He's wearing his hat.
Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah. Okay. You start moving down this tunnel, and very much it is exactly the same throughout. It's dark, it's cold, it's icy. The rock beneath you, the rock to the side of you is all uneven. As Harshnag said, you can tell as you move through this is clearly a crack in the side of the mountain rather than anything that has been naturally formed. I'll allow you to keep moving your token. I'll tell you when to stop. But yeah, you just get this sense of this thing. You can sort of hear as you start moving further and further into it. Not that there was a lot of noise coming from the temple from where you came from, but the closer the more that you move through this passageway, you start hearing some dripping noises. You can hear like the sort of like just the ever so slight like noise of sounds like wind or something like that, or air moving. You don't know where it's coming from, but you can just sort of hear it moving around. It's very cold in here as well. You know, you're deep into the bedrock of a mountain at this point, and so not only have you got the frost and ice, but just if you imagine what it'd be like to be thrust into the middle of a mountain, just all that cold rock, even in the warmest places in the world. There's no sunlight, no natural light getting to these places, so it's just a very cold and imposing place. You travel for probably about 200-300 foot around this.
Oh fuck!
And until you eventually get to a turning. You can go left or right here. What did you say? Oh fuck, for Krill?
Because we come to a junction.
You came to a junction. You did. You came to a junction. So as you are now, you're where you're facing. You're essentially, although you probably wouldn't know this from your own movements, you're facing westwards, and you can see that the tunnel goes north and south from where you are. You look up both sides of these. You can't really see anything. You could just see more tunnel. To the south, you can actually see that the tunnel bends round a little bit. But what you do hear as that happens is the noise of skittering from both sides. What an exceptional episode of Dice and Desire that was. I can't decide if my favourite part was when Quinch said the inappropriate thing, Dweezil scolded them all for being silly billies, or Greg just didn't know what was going on. Great stuff. Anyway, thanks for listening, and if you've enjoyed this, why don't you come and find us on social media, where you can interact with us on a daily basis and share some of your favourite parts. Or you can tell some friends and family, hopefully they listen, and that will help our visibility and even more people will find us. Or, finally, if you have any spare change that Krill doesn't know about, and you want to support us financially, no pressure, then why don't you head on over to Ko-fi and you can do just that. Right, I'm off. But, like Daboff, I will see you in a few days, whether you like it or not. Ciao!